Hello, and welcome to the High IQ Genius Podcast. I'm Robert Kayan, and I'm your host, where knowledge is power. Let me start off by saying this. You are never wrong. My dad used to say when I was just a young boy, son, I might not always be right, but I'm never wrong. We're going to dive into this topic today, and we're going to discuss in some detail why I think you are never wrong. Before we do that, I'd like to talk just a moment about my credentials. I'm Robert Kayan, and I am a life member of Mensa. That simply means that I've tested in the top 2% of the populace in terms of my IQ. Now, I'm also a member of Intertel. They're different. Intertel membership requires that you test in the top 1% of the populace in terms of your IQ to qualify for membership. With these two credentials, being a Mensan and a member of Intertel, I've tested in the top 1% of the most intelligent people on Earth. Now, as I've always said, intelligence is the way that you process information. Being smart is how you use it. And I believe that those people that are smart have a distinct advantage over people with high IQs. Because again, failure to take action on your knowledge renders it powerless. That's why I always subscribed to the fact that knowledge is power. Now, I want to talk about why I believe you are never wrong. And, there was something else my father used to say, jokingly. He would say, son, many, many years ago, I thought I was wrong. And then I realized I was mistaken. And if you think about that comment, at first glance, I thought that seems a bit odd because everything is right or wrong. But now I realize that if we all live long enough, we come to the conclusion that everybody, in terms of their own opinion, is right to the most important person in their life, which is themselves. So I have sort of now given more thought and pause to the idea that people are wrong with their ideas or their thoughts. In fact, my policy now is you can argue your way out of a relationship, but you cannot argue your way into a relationship. It's never been done. So I don't argue with anybody. In fact, I don't even debate things with anybody because I understand now that once an argument ensues, or even a heated debate, then the relationship that you have will soon be lost. So again, my new policy is you can argue your way out of a relationship, but you cannot argue your way into a relationship. So let's dive a little bit deeper into that thought, because we live in a social media environment now where everyone has an opinion. And of course, each person thinks they're right. In fact, I believe that to be the case. There's an old adage that says, when two stories are told, the truth is generally found somewhere in the middle, which would imply that each person is right to some degree. So, under further inspection, I now believe that we, or you, are never wrong, but you might not be right together with the person that you're speaking with. And let's face it, have you ever won an argument or a debate and walked away with a new friend? You know, there was a study that was done on when people passed away and how many people on average attended their funeral. And the study noted that if you have enough pallbearers at your funeral to carry your remains to your last resting place, you are above average. Now, let's think about that for a moment. It takes about 6 people to carry a coffin to its final resting place. And if you have 6, that means you're above average. So the point I try to make with this analogy is, the next time someone wants to be your friend, whether that's on social media or whatever platform that you use, I want you to think about that, because we all could use one more new friend. And I've only had a few really close friends in my whole life. My best friend is my wife. Without question, she is my best friend, and I love her more than life itself. So I also like to talk, I almost forgot.